Thank you, Armel. Thank you for leading us in this discussion. And I think it was so appropriate that given what we learned from our colleagues at BonCom and from some of the things that we've talked about today, that idea of me, we, and the world was something that is a question about impact. And we were able to talk to people and the planet and about people and the planet and with people about their planet today. I want to thank those who came from far away to be here, those of you who represent constituencies and audiences and communities who are bringing the conversation in Paris to them via your articles, your reporting, etc. A couple of themes emerged from the day, and let me tell you what's going to happen over the next few minutes. We've heard a couple of things happening in the stream, the social media stream that we've been watching. We're going to ask you for some comments, and then we're going to invite you to take some action so that this conversation can continue. As you know, over the last 36 hours, there have been over 100 meetups, large and small, as part of the Earth to Paris Coalition. People have met in cafes and in living rooms, and there have been Twitter chats and Facebook Live conversations and Google Plus Hangouts, and people have been sharing their reactions. Some of them are enthusiastic, some people are irritated, some people want more, some people want more details, some people are learning, some people are calling on leaders, some people are calling on the media. Everyone is asking people to make this conversation a lively, a robust, and an authentic one. So while we were talking here in UNESCO, your comments and the comments of others made Earth to Paris and this content a top trending issue in South Africa, which then got the conversation started again as Washington, D.C. and New York woke up this morning. And it's an amazing thing to live in that kind of a world where everything has changed. Summit meetings have changed. The way we communicate has changed. The importance of communications hasn't. The importance of these issues has not changed. But a dialogue here on this stage, not because you're the audience, you are the spokespeople, you are the voices, and you are the people that make that a conversation that is impactful and relevant to everyone. So I mapped that out for you. I'm sure there are many other examples, but it was striking to see the conversation here start a trending conversation in South Africa where people were talking about the impact of climate change in South Africa, and then to have someone from Fiji closing out our conversations means that we know that's going to be a conversation that will take us throughout different regions. So we want to thank you for that. The themes that emerged today included themes related to innovation, education, accountability, transparency. It makes a lot of sense that we've partnered with so many UN organizations, those hosting these conversations, the one that's hosting us today, because each of those organizations has that as part of their mandate. And then we talked about ways that we can get there, how we monitor it, how we can have progress be something that is as accountable as possible for the urgency of the issues. We're going to ask you now, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think about it. We would just like to get from you one-sentence reactions from a few of you. And if you don't immediately have an idea, don't worry, we will volunteer you, and I will call on a few of you for answers. So this is ample preparation. I'm trying to be kind because you know who you are. I'm just asking for one sentence. What did you learn today? One sentence about what you learned today, something that you didn't know when you walked into UNESCO, and then we'll conclude. So while you're thinking about that, we want to do an important bit of not housekeeping. It's really an important bit of communication. We want to thank the translators who have made this conversation available via live stream in all UN languages throughout the last 2 days. Let's please give some applause to our very fine translators who've done such a great job in interpretation over the last few days. Thank you. And so if I can take that metaphor forward, the events of the last few days have been part of a phenomenal team. Too many people to name, but we do want to thank those who have helped produce and who have helped host over the last 2 days in-person events here in Paris. You are, in many ways, important translators or interpreters. So again, before we conclude in the last few minutes here, I'd like to ask for that one sentence about what you learned today, the new thing, the thing that you did not know. I'm going to ask for some help with a microphone, if you can help me out. Caleb, would you please? We'd just like to get a couple of ideas. Who can get us started? Please.
Going off of that idea of translators, I'm really seeing the importance of making the discussion local and bringing it to your communities, especially the powerful discussion that we heard from the Hip Hop Caucus today.
Thank you. Another one-sentence takeaway from today, something new. I'm going to come back here in a moment. Fair warning, I'm coming back here in a moment. Fair warning. Great. Yes.
We have the evidence, the compelling case for the economy, politics is converging, and the next battle is going to be on the social front, convincing people to behave and consume in a manner that we live sustainable way.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that learning. I think over here, please.
One of the most interesting points I heard was that mobile phones and mobile technology is one of the main keys to innovation in developing countries, such as India.
Great, thank you. I think, Sebastian, you wanted to say something here? Great, perfect. Let's start over here. Yes, thank you.
I think I got it right, okay. The change in temperature in the Arctic is twice as fast as the average. Can someone clean that up for me?
Did he get it right? Is that what we heard today? You're getting a lot of nodding heads and some experts who are here. Thank you. Excellent, thank you. So that's something that you learned today?
Yeah.
Thank you. Over here?
So the implementation of the negotiations, which we're all interested in, question is it top down or is it bottom up? And the answer is yes.
Great, excellent, thank you. And we had a final comment over here. We have two comments here. Yes, Shariha, let's go here. Oh, thank you. Please, go.
When talking to resistant or uninformed groups, it's not to convince or convert, but rather to build allies and new networks.
Bravo, thank you. Ma'am.
Different words mean different things to different people. Find the common ground.
I think you've given us the perfect chance for us to conclude this conversation here. It will not end here, however. The common ground means that this is just the beginning, much as the negotiations, the discussions, the meetings of COP put us on a trajectory. This is just the beginning. And our colleagues from Good, I know, will be hosting some discussions later on today at Place to Be, and I think we're welcome to be part of those discussions. And we'd like to, at the request of the World Bank, share with you something that is happening not only in the future, but the future that's tomorrow. So if possible, and if we can roll this, we've been given a first look at how people, like here in Paris, are using icons to help build awareness about these issues and how visually icons, something that means something to people, that common ground, can help tell that message. Can we watch this video very quickly? Here we go. Let's watch the video. So many of you have heard that things are happening over the next 24 hours that will involve one of the most talked about and recognized icons. We happen to be steps away from one of them. We understand that in just a few moments, there will be, similar to what we'll be seeing in the Vatican, there will be a moment of education and of mobilization around the Eiffel Tower. So those of you who are here in UNESCO, we invite you to leave. In starting that conversation, we hope that many of us will be able to see what happens around the Eiffel Tower. We want to thank our hosts. Armel, we want to thank you for being our host. And we believe that it would be appropriate, since this was a masterclass session today, many of us have a class photo. We look forward to seeing 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now in 2030, what members of this masterclass learned and what you did with those learnings as we take words to action with this important issue of climate change. So while we will say farewell to our friends at our live stream, I'd like to ask everyone who is here to come and be part of a class photo. This will take some experimenting. What I'd like to ask folks to do now is I'd like to ask you to come together here. We would like to say farewell and thank you to everyone on the live stream who's continuing this conversation, who's truly brought the conversation of the earth to Paris, and now how we can take this conversation to the world. We thank all of you. Thank you.